1 rocket-propelled gun, 4 den guns, 122 PKM ammunition, 203 GPMG ammunition, 1,255 anti-aircraft ammunition, 8 tires, 2 rims, 1 pumping machine, 2 jacks, 1 car battery, 5 reflective jackets, a Motorola radio, and 1 global positioning system, 2 shovels, and working tools, amongst others. Also, on 5th August 2017, troops successfully neutralized Boko Haram terrorists at a known Boko Haram crossing point along road Miyanti-Banki Junction, killing 12 insurgents. In the encounter, troops recovered, among other things, 18 bicycles, 30 bags of flour, 1 bag of groundnut, 2 bags of salt, 2 baskets of kola nut, 1 carton of mixed juice, 4 rolls of shutdown materials, and 2 packets of candles, 1 carton of detergent. Other items recovered include 5 packets of tire cooled patch, 2 packets of seasoning, 5 torchlights, amongst others. Now to the arrest of suspected Boko Haram terrorists. During the period under review, troops intercepted fleeing Boko Haram terrorists attempting to seek refuge at internally displaced persons camps and other communities within the theater. This vigilant posture by troops and civilian joint task force members, as well as some clan heads, resulted in the arrest of 313 insurgents who are currently undergoing investigation. On the 2nd of July 2017, troops on stop and search operations along road Unguru Kano arrested 19-year-old suspected Boko Haram terrorist Mahmoudou Lamin, who claimed to be returning from Togo through Chad with a black Honda motorcycle. On the same day, troops arrested Haruna Audu at Fish Dam, Baga, while trying to infiltrate troops' defensive position. Troops also arrested Boko Haram terrorist Ibrahim Al-Ghali, also known as Baaba, with gunshot wounds in Mobar, following a tip-off. The suspects was also found in possession of 1 AK-47 rifle loaded with a magazine of 30 rounds. Additionally, a Boko Haram terrorist logistician, Musa Mama, was arrested on the 12th of July 2017 by troops in conjunction with the civilian joint task force at Baga. The suspect was charged with ferrying food items to the Boko Haram terrorist enclave around the Lake Chad. In another development, Ari Mustafa, a fleeing Boko Haram terrorist of about 30 years old, was arrested on the 12th of July 2017 while trying to gain access to Government Girls Secondary School IDP camp, Monguno, to seek refuge. Also, on 15th of July 2017, Hussein Musa, who is popularly known among the Boko Haram terrorist ranks as Abdulkadir Abubakar, was arrested at Ngazalzarma village in Fune, local government area, while fleeing to Potiskum under the pretext that he was a scrap dealer, gave useful information to troops during his investigation. This information bordered on how the group operates and location of key commanders with whom he had operated with. Similarly, Boko Haram terrorist Ibrahim Bako Umar, also known as Abu Ibrahim, was arrested at Tashan Kano Motor Park, Maiduguri, on 8th of August 2017, and is now also cooperating with our investigation team and giving useful information on Abu Mainok, the suspected mastermind of the ambush of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation exploration team. We are factoring all the information and investigations into ongoing operations, and I want to assure you that our successes will continue to speak for itself. Now to surrendered Boko Haram terrorists. The ongoing operations, as well as the coordinated air and artillery bombardments being conducted by troops of Operation Lafiya Dole, are yielding positive results. Many of the Boko Haram terrorist foot soldiers are abandoning the futile struggle and senseless ideologies of the group to surrender to own troops. During the period, a total of 69 insurgents have denounced terrorism and surrendered to own troops. In line with the federal government de-radicalization and rehabilitation program, the surrendered Boko Haram terrorists have been moved to Operation Safe Corridor camps for further action. However, this is not without having obtained useful information from them. The Theater Command, Operation Lafiya Dole, is once again calling on the insurgents to surrender to any military location nearest to them, as there will be no cessation of the ongoing offensive until Boko Haram terrorists are completely defeated. Now to the recovery of weapons. Closely related to recent cases of Boko Haram's terrorist surrender is the discovery during patrols and clearance patrols of weapons and ammunition abandoned by the Boko Haram terrorists. In the last 1 month, 17 automatic weapons and 1,471 rounds of ammunition have been recovered by troops, either along bush paths or under the rocks. An instance was the recovery of a machine gun under a rock at Bakinduse village in Madagali local government area by troops on the 10th of July 2017. Another was the recovery of one by AK-47 rifle with registration number AN50658 and one magazine loaded with 12 rounds of 7.62 special on the 11th of July 2017 by troops on patrol along road Goza-Pulka. It is pertinent to state that the Boko Haram terrorist rank are being depleted by the numbers who are abandoning their weapons to either flee the theater of operation or surrender to troops. So members of the public are once again advised to be very vigilant and report any suspicious or strange persons in their area to the nearest security agency or military location, as they may be part of the fleeing Boko Haram terrorists. Next is Boko Haram terrorist improvised explosive device attack. The Boko Haram terrorists have continued to undermine international humanitarian law and the fundamental principles of human rights through the forceful use of women and children to carry out suicide attacks on soft and vulnerable targets. During the period, 2 cases of children donated by their parents to Boko Haram terrorists for them to be used for suicide missions were recorded. One involved a female named Zainab Abubakar of about 11 years from Gaidam, who was arrested during a suicide mission in Konduga. The other involved 16-year-old Abba Kura of Sabsawa village in Bama local government area, who was arrested by the Cameroon Defense Force along our common borders while on suicide mission and subsequently handed over to own troops. The 2 cases are currently being investigated. I wish to once again urge parents not to allow themselves to be cowed by the terrorists into submitting their children for suicide missions. Any person having information on such nefarious activities within the theater is please advised to report same to the nearest military location. Meanwhile, other persons burned improvised explosive device incidents recorded during the period include suicide bombing attacks at Unimate between 6 to 7 July 2017 and an attempt by a 15-year-old female suicide bomber, Aisha Abdullahi, to attack Dalori internally displaced persons camp 2, which was successfully foiled by troops. A persons-born IED incident was also recorded in Molai, Kalmari, on the 11th of July 2017, when an unsuspecting people gathered at a local tea joint were infiltrated by a female suicide bomber who joined the queue to buy noodles and in the process detonated her suicide vest. Regrettably, 7 persons were killed in the incident, while 2 civilian JTF members were killed by a second suicide bomber in the same area. On the 23rd of July